Welcome to our weekly look at the best of the visual novels and dating simulators out there. What the hell am I talking about? We never do this. I'm old and knackered, and already this looks too cheerful for me. Right, let's have a go. This is Purrfect Date. There's cats involved at some point. This guy is clearly me. Look how cheerful I look. Look how bright and sunny, and above all, young and trendy I am. Apparently I'm called Brian. Apparently I'm called Chrissy. Oh, I don't know. What are young people called? Yeah, Chad. Meow. Right, so let's have a go. Whatever. Nice. Alright, so we're going to play Chapter 1 in this video, I think. And then I'm going to go and drink some wine. I'm not sure how long we've been sailing, but it feels like forever. I'm not feeling too well now, so it's a huge relief to hear that this is going to go terribly. To hear the deck lads shout. Island approaching. Make yourself ready. That's Joe. He learnt his fashion from CNA. I'm finally here. Hang on, which voice is this? When I applied last month, I was just another broke student living off baked beans, and didn't really think I had the chance of being accepted to be part of the prestigious Cat Island research team. Or Kurt. Yeah, here it is, the little black dock in the distance. Growing bigger by the second is the infamous Cat Island, the place I will call home for the next few months. My heart momentarily skipped a beat. What if there's been a mistake? This font is really hard to read. What if they accepted someone else's application and accidentally sent the offer to me? I rummage around in my bag until I find the papers. Those are the papers. Dear Chad, that's me. We are pleased to be able to offer you the position of research assistant to Professor Pawpur at our research facility on Cat Island. Good, fine. No mistake. That's my name. Right there in the top left-hand corner. Chad! And there's his name at the bottom. The genius behind this whole operation. Yeah. Professor Pawpur, science genius, and my new boss. This island looks terrible. It's full of dangers. This is savage lands. I look up from my papers to see dry land rapidly approaching before us. It seems to be surrounded by a huge barrier of impenetrable black rocks. Oh, gold. As we get closer, we're not slowing down, and I begin to worry that we're going to crash into them. Then, at the very last moment, we take a sharp turn to the left, and suddenly, we're smoothly sailing towards I blow... God damn it. Nicely done, Skipper, says incredibly cheerful Chad. The ferryman comes out from behind the steering wheel, ignoring my attempts at camaraderie, and shouts rather brusquely, "Oh! Take all your belongings. We won't be back for days, so don't leave nothing you'll need." Yes, we've gone into stock northern character. Thank you. I smile weakly at the ferryman and his son and pick up my bags, ready to disembark. We glide seamlessly up the wooden jetty, and the son leaps ashore to tie us off. Ooh, I don't want to be tied off by him. He's greeted by a bulky man in a uniform, who I take to be a security officer of some kind. Presumably security. There's a boat. Oh, look, there's people everywhere. It was a crowd. Sir, caught you a mouse. And then he laughs loudly, as though he said the funniest thing he's ever heard. It's very disconcerting. Also, who's he? Yeah, you. The security guard. Oh, yeah, it's you. He doesn't look really surly. He actually looks quite friendly. And he's also got a nice coat. A nice coat. I approve of his coat. Let's be having you, then, says Zane Lowe's. Or whatever. He holds out his large hand, which I assume is an offer to help me off the boat, but as I reach out to take it, he snatches it away, throwing me off balance so that I almost fall over the side. What a great start! Presumably he puts his hand to his face and waggles the fingers. Goes blah, 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 blah. That's what I'd do. Oh, what's he want now? Oh, I see, of course. I reach into my back pocket and hand over the laminated card I was given on the mainland. We haven't dated any cats yet. Cat Island Security. Chad. Date issued. Oh yeah, 1st of January. I thought it was my date of birth. I thought I was suddenly about, 11 months old. Wah, wah, wah. Mind you, I don't exactly look much older than 5. And there's John Travolta. Cat version. And now we're on the moon. Oh no, we're not. He barely looks at it before striding off, grunting over his shoulder. Should have had webcam on. Then he would have seen me grunting over my shoulder. It would have been breathtaking. Oh, he's on. I follow him down a dirt path and get my first proper view of the island. Oh, it's very nice. Not a single black rock in sight. It's beautiful, lush and green. I'm already under its spell. Off he goes. Fast mover him. After no more than a couple of minutes trekking, we're in base camp, which consists of an assortment of tents and huts. Among them are two more solid-looking structures, one larger and one smaller. I presume these are the labs. Oh god, I'm getting flashbacks to games I've played on the channel. What was that awful one? The Dead Island... Oh, I can't remember what it was called. It was terrible. I'm not telling you which one it was, actually. The whole camp is moderate, but functional. It reminds me of an army outpost. Better late than dead, that was a... Anyway, I'm struck by the lack of people. In fact, there's no one around apart from an older woman sitting outside, peeling a pile of potatoes. I smile and give her a little nod, but she just stares back at me. Mrs. Marigold. I try not to get paranoid. Here! He stopped at the largest of the tents, indicating that I should go inside. Oh, it's the strip search. I feel rude just walking in, so I make my presence known first. Hello? A firm but friendly voice calls out. There! Oh no. Are the pants? Dirty pants? No. There's a teddy bear. That's nice. Smelly wellies. Some garbage. A knife. That could be important. This is not actually a point-and-click game, but... It was a helmet. Nice helmet, mate. Hope you polish it every night. And there he is, hunched over some documents. The great Professor Pawpur. Personal hygiene unknown. Sir, it's an honour to meet you. Yes, yes, you must be Chad. Come in, my dear. Glad you'd have on board. You on board, glad. Good journey. Well, long? Yes, indeed. We're rather tucked away here. Try to make some very rude comments here, but I'm trying not to. Let me offer you some refreshment. Water? Coffee? Something stronger, perhaps? Whiskey? Delicious whiskey? Have some whiskey, mate. Have some whiskey. Let's get pissed. Let's get pissed and fall off the island and die. I think I'll go with some water. Now that's something we have an abundance of. There are plenty of safe natural springs on the island, but we have the bottled kind too. I'm relieved as he passed me a bottle. I'm not too keen to start drinking from natural water sources though until I've personally checked that they're not used as cat urinals. It will take you a while to find your way around and discover how it all works. So, for today, I thought I would just get you kitted out and maybe introduce you to some of the locals. The cats, that is. I believe you already met most of the human locals. He's very presumptuous, Professor Prick. It's Professor Badshirt, actually. Oh, I've only met the ferryman and the security guard who brought me here. Yes, that's about it, I said, changing my voice. And the lady outside? Ah, Mrs. Marigold. Here and her husband are the caretakers. Wonderful couple, the Marigolds. You'll meet them before too long. We're a tidy little family here, Chad, and I'm sure you'll fit in nicely. Hopefully not living in this room. This room smells. This room's smelly. Okay, so first things first, this is your basic kit. He begins going through a pile of thongs on his desk. Yes, you heard. Explaining each of them in turn. This is your backpack. You can put everything in it. We will be going on plenty of field trips, so it will be very useful. As you will your water bottle, some disinfectant hand spray, gloves, scratch it. Hang on, don't want any scratches. Oh no. Dear. I shove each item into my new backpack as he gives them to me. He's smiling disconcertingly at me. Old Gappy, they call him. Every time he speaks, he whistles. Likewise, these goggles are to be brought along on all field trips. This lot here, he indicates to a small pile of what looks like laundry, is basic uniform. Lab coats, masks, and I'm turning Cornish. Lab coats, masks, stethoscope, etc. Portable first aid kit. Oh, shut up. Finally, and without doubt, most importantly, this! Yes, this! He holds up something that looks like a mobile phone, except it clearly isn't one. Ziggy! Now this is your catalogue. Notice the pun I just made. It was a play on words, you see. A pun. Ha 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 ha! Catalogue? Yes! Ha 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 ha! The name comes from its earliest version. It was initially designed to record and store data on the cats, scan them, and log their details. But as you see, we've come a long way since then. Ha 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 ha! You prick. Now you can use it to communicate with the rest of our team. I've added anyone's contact details for you, listen to music, take photos. There's even a pen that comes with it to insert microchips in the back of the cat's necks so that we keep on... I'm sorry, I'm amusing myself now. It was a variable He's looking me directly in the eye and clearly expects a response. Yes, sir, of course, I will look after it. Good! You'll get to know all the functions as you go along, but for now, I suggest we take a stroll out and see if we can't find new friends to introduce you, so that you can try... I'm here... That. I refuse to edit a single moment of this. We head down to the beach, the Professor explaining things as we go. The mixture of terrain on Cat Island is quite unique. Oh, I'm going to try that one again. The mixture of terrain on Cat Island is quite unique. Even in such a relatively small area, you'll find forests, mountains, jungles, beaches, woodland, all of these different geological and ecological zones in one place. It really is most remarkable, especially the archipelago. It certainly is. Even the lack of wildlife is in itself quite remarkable. I haven't even had a drink yet. What do you mean, Professor? Well, put simply, there is a type of force field that surrounds the island, disallowing anything to enter. You mean literally anything? Absolutely, no birds, fish, creatures or anything can penetrate it. Forgive my lack of intelligence on this subject, but we're here. The Professor lets out a disconcertingly loud laugh. Ah! He says. I see what you mean. Well, there is of course one small break in this invisible wall, and that is where we built the jetty. But let's not get too bogged down in details, and that all right now. What we need is to get on with it. He has picked up a nearby stick and draws a simple map in the sand. Yeah. This, our end of the island, is very well known to us now. We've been researching here for many years. The other end is not so familiar to us. We've encountered difficulties that have hindered our progress in the region. Oh dear. What type of difficulties, Professor? I've got a horrible feeling the game's turning into Pony Island. Well, we're not as sure as we'd like to be, but what I can tell you is that the environment has an adverse effect upon humans, inducing nausea at the very least. And at the worst? Death! Gosh, that is serious. It sure is. As I say, it's best to keep away, but let's not go into that now, my dear. You've had a long day. For now, let's just say we refer to the far end of the island as the danger zone, with good reason. And there's a highway just behind me. I must ask you not to put yourself at risk by venturing beyond this mountain range here. He refers to the map once more, drawing a line just past the centre and an X through the end section. Has he drawn a... No, thankfully not. There are wild, aggressive cats out there. I wouldn't want you to get too close to them. Unlike our lovely fellows closer to home. Which are lovely. Right. Apparently, it's cat time. What do we say we try out your catalogue now, Chad? He stoops down and picks one of the animals up. A disgruntled-looking cat who was sleeping under the shade of a palm tree. Oh no! You look like an angry little sack of cack. The cat lets out a displeased mewl, but doesn't struggle. Its large body, larger than the actual bloody human, billowing with long orange hair fur, just sort of hangs in the Professor's arms in lazy resignation. I think it looks like Killer Garfield. Would you like to have a go at scanning this delightful chap? I guess. I find the on switch of the cat. Oh, no, the catalogue, yes. I find the on switch and somewhat timidly activate it. The gadget immediately comes to artificial life, emitting a boop 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 sound with a red pulsating light. I select the app labelled Cat Scan. And it loads instantly. There's no delay on this thing. I'm doing his Professor's voice, aren't I? I'm going rogue. The Professor holds the cat towards me with arms outstretched. I'm sure he said the scanning chip is implanted in the back of the neck somewhere, but it's difficult to find this one's neck amidst the thick cloud of fur. I blow to make a parting and press the catalogue to his skin. It's a bit like scanning groceries in the supermarket where I used to work. That should do it. And he plops the Marmalade Tom back in the shade. I say that every day. Sure enough, upon withdrawal, I find the cat has been successfully scanned. Meow. Oh god, what a haughty kitty. Floofy butt. So, a cat with a hairy arse. Big old hairy arse. Ted. Floofy butt, name Floofy butt, gender male, age 10, red tabby, Persian, eyes colour red. And the cat's fucked off. Amazing! Clever, isn't it? A large part of your job here will be to tag and scan the cats, such as Mr. Floofy butt here, but it looks like you'll have no problems in all that and shit. Carry on. Thank you, sir. I can't wait to get started. See, I think he's been drinking the whiskey here. This is the thing. This is the backstory here. All about the single malt. If the capture isn't getting the mouse at this point, that's going to be a bit strange. Actually, it's a bit strange anyway. Right, get some practice with Thingy, he says. They're a little family and that. The professor seems to be a genuine cat lover like me. I think we're going to get on great. There's romance in the air here. Okay, here goes. No help this time. The professor steps back. The first cat I approach is very friendly with beautiful calico markings. It comes towards me, already purring. That's nice enough. It'll do. So when exactly am I going to date any of these things? Next is... Okay. Probably not. Although the disconnect between the actual cat ear and the actual cat ear. This one's cute. This one looks like a 98-year-old woman who's about to kill me. Snooty Booty. 11 years old. Sphinx. Yeah. I keep on just clicking the heart, but I think you can press space or enter to actually continue. The fourth cat I approach is a noisy one. I'm going to get rid of the mouse. Meow, 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 meow. Talkative little thing. And finally, the one I've deliberately put off until last. He's been skulking around the edges of the activity, eyeing me suspiciously, as though he could pounce any moment. I laugh at myself. Already projecting personalities onto these animals. I like this fella. Hiss! Kibbles. 3. British... Oh, it's a white British long hair. Just like me. Actually, do need a haircut. All done. I hope you've enjoyed meeting some of the locals. The professor lets out a little laugh. And that. I have a feeling you'll get to know them quite well in time. That's probably enough for your first day, don't you think? It's quite a lot to take in. Yes, it's exhausting. I'm suddenly exhausted and grateful to be heading back to camp. Catting alive? Oh no, we're back here. It's all stinky. Well, a cheerful little t-shirt, which I've now taken off. Ooh, maybe I'm going to get nude. Good and nude. Shout out to all advertisers. It's quite late by the time I've unpacked and settled myself, but I want to write my journal. Oh god. I'm surprised at how chilly it is, even though I've just stripped off all my clothes. And also drunk lots of beer, apparently. Goose pimples. It makes me smile to think that this inherent reaction to the cold is what will be keeping my new feline friends warm tonight. My eyelids closed, thinking of cats, and the island, and the professor. Actually, I'm not quite sure where that whistle was going. It's supposed to be a whistle. Oh, well, we're going to sleep. I'm making a snowing noise. Oh, Pony Island again. I'm not sure how long I've been asleep, but I wake with a violent jolt that leaves me sitting bolt upright. Here we go. Things are getting more racy now. It's too dark to see anything, but I hear a rustling and then a strange electronic noise, one that in my sleepy confusion I can't place right away. The catalogue! Acting on instinct, I scramble to my feet and follow the noise out of the tent. The catalogue escaping. It's legging it. I look around me and my fears are confirmed when I catch sight of the pulsing red light getting fainter in the direction of the forest. I think an actual cat has actually stolen my log. I snap into action, running as fast as I can. Barefoot, dressed in my pyjamas. Oh, you've actually got pyjamas. Oh, well done. Running at full speed into the forest in the dark of night. I must be crazy. The words of Professor Pawpur are ringing in my ears. I need you to protect it above all else. Professor Pawpur is a ghost now. My legs are trembling beneath me. I stop, feeling the heartbeat heavy throughout my body. I wheeze in and out, my breath billowing in front of me in white puffs. I shouldn't feel like this. Why am I so dizzy? I try to get my bearings and realise I've blundered perilously close to the danger zone. So at what point of this game do I start slowly building something in space? No, hang on, that's the rest of my channel. Oh, shag. I can just make out the shapes of some large animals in front of me before my eyes close and I drop to my knees. Hot pussy action. Oh, ... I open my eyes. The Calico cat I scanned yesterday is sitting in front of me. She drops the catalogue at my feet. Being rescued. I pass out. There's some words there that appeared very briefly in all the strangeness. You can tell by the way I walk. Oh, you're back. Hello, can you hear me? He probably sounds like. Hang on, why are the cats talking? Hang on, why are all these cats The cats are talking to me. All of them. All the cats. Including Barbara Cartland. Oh yeah, yuck, I can smell it now. Smells like a human. Yeah, get a good old whiff of me. Here, my pits. Have a good old whiff, lad. Oh, do be quiet. She's got my number. No! Are they alive? Of course it's alive. I can't remember any voices now. Why isn't it moving? Would you come on and give him some space? Move back a bit. Yes, stand back. Move out of my way. Let me have a proper look. I begin to come to. The Sphinx cat is standing over me as I open my eyes. We stare at each other for a moment while I try to take in what's happening. Is this one defective? Oh, I feel sick. I'm gonna puke. The cats watch me intently because they want to see me puke. Am I going insane? Ouch, me head! Oh, me horrible bonce! With a trendy haircut. What is it chattering about? They're scared and confused. Let me talk to them. Human? Are you alright? Yo! Yo! I remember. You took my catalogue. Oh, but I give it back to you. It's back in your pocket now, said Trixie. I try to reach into my pocket and realise my hands are scratched to shreds. The middle cat is still smirking. Ow! What's wrong with my hands? I try to stand. Ow, my feet! Have I turned into a cat? I guess that's from all the climbing. No, thankfully not then. I told you it wasn't ready for that. What's that? Ready for what? Its anatomical structure is far too Are they gonna I self-edited there. You'll notice. I tried to slow it down. Yeah, Floof, you try restraining a human who's that determined. It was like a margay. Its anatomical structure didn't seem that delicate to me. I was like, a what? Doing what? You made your own way back to the beach. Okay, but that doesn't explain... I show my bleeding hands. Ah, you crawled, Kara. Kara? Who's Kara? That's not my name. It's good if I didn't choose Kara at the very start, otherwise this would be silly. It's a term of endearment. It's an Irish thing? It's inappropriate. Wait, I crawled? You sure did. Like a cat. Maybe I have turned into a cat. All the way from the mountains? Like a bleeding mountain lion. Impressive. Well, Murphy, I should be putting on an Irish accent, but then you'd hate me even more. But why? Because you got the sickness. Oh. Maybe you should sit down, human. We need to have a talk. Possibly a long talk. Meow. Talk? Yeah, that's right. Since when can cats talk? Oh, for goodness sake. Since the dawn of time. How else do you think we communicate? Ah, stop splitting whiskers, Major. Who's the Major? You know full well what the human is saying. I think the revelation here, Kara, is that you can understand us. Yes, that too. Will please someone explain what's going on? No. We don't... Sorry, my throat's gone funny. I don't... This is going to end soon. I actually do need to have a drink. Anyway, apparently I'm a scientist. What we do know is that the clock has started ticking for you. What do you mean? Well, there's no easy way to say this to you, Kara. You'll be catified. Oh, I'm going to turn into a cat. Whether you help or not, you don't have a lot of time before... If I may... It would seem, and we are basing this on our experiences to date, that when a human manages to find themselves in what I believe you call the danger zone, they are vulnerable in ways that they previously were not. That is to say, you're screwed. You're not helping. Don't make me... Hiss. Whoa, mountain lion. There'll be no violence of any kind. Forgive me for being panicked here. The vulnerability to which Snooty Booty was referring to... I'm not saying Snooty Booty ever again. If you are bitten or scratched by an elder cat within the danger zone, you will begin a process of change that will ultimately result in a full feline transition. I totally called this. Whisper. Catified. So basically, you're telling me I'm a weircat. Alright. I look down and among some sub-editing here, the scratches on my right hand are 2 distinct puncture marks. The reality of my situation descends on me like a cold mist. Basically, no. My head is spinning. This is too much for me to take in. Take a breath now, Kara. You're not looking so good. What? Have I started to change? I feel my head for ears. What? I feel my head for ears, fur. Everything seems to be normal. No. I just meant you're looking a bit shaky. Understandably so. Bigora. I take a few deep, steadying breaths and calm myself enough to say, Okay, so how, why, not, where, who, what? Give me some data, what have you got so far? Look, we'll answer anything that we can, but the truth is, we have more questions than answers ourselves. So, you said you needed my help. What exactly would that entail? Well, finding our friends will be a start. The cats on this island, they're going missing. We don't know what's happening to them, but the body count is rising, and we've hit a... Where's the dating coming into this? Apparently the mules are to blame? Now, Floofy Butt, there is no need for name-calling. Speaking of name-calling, I remind you to call me Major, madam. I really should stick to one voice. Look, they can't help the way they are. It's lack of breeding, you know. Overbreeding, if you ask me. Again? Mulers? They're the elder cats, the island's originals. They can't speak the way we can, hence the derogatory term, mulers. And how are they to blame exactly? Well, if I knew that, there would have been no need for this elaborate kidnapping. It's hardly proving to be a roaring success after all. Look, Kara, all we really know is that we are no longer safe on this island. The elders who live in the danger zone are hostile towards us. Not sure why, it's always just been that way. And now, because cats have been taken, nowhere else is safe either. You expect the occasional mishap. We live in an undomesticated world here, after all. But lately cats have been disappearing almost every day. Even the last human we catified went missing. Oh no. I'm sorry, what? Let's not open old wounds, Kibbles. Yes, onwards and upwards. Alright. How does it work? Time passes, then you transform into a cat. Nya! Yeah. It's a gradual process. It's different for everyone, but you won't just turn overnight. The clock is ticking, however. The first side effect of the transition is being able to understand us. Well, some of us. Not the elders, obviously. Not all the domestics either. Then you have the whole heightened senses thing, the increased agility, the crazy body hair stuff. Let's not worry the human with all the details just yet. I assume there's an antidote? I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed in that assumption. Hang on, you said there was someone else you'd put in this position. Well, let's hope you're a better bet than they were. Unfortunately, they weren't able to discover an antidote or get our friends back. I know where their notes are, though. Really? Trade. Rough trade. You help us, and I'll give you their progress reports. So what do you say, Kara? Will you help us? Yeah? Not much of a choice, really, is it? Afraid not. Okay, fine. So, where do I start? Is there anything you can tell me that will help me track down your missing friends? Well, no one listen to sense. Start with the Mulers, and I'll eat my hat if that doesn't end there too. This is wrong, totally the wrong voice. Whisper, don't mind him. He's set in his ways, apart from his voice. We have every reason to believe the abductions have taken place in your part of the island. Yeah, nowhere near the danger zones of the elders. Yeah, well, that doesn't make any sense. But I suppose nothing around here does make sense in that. Oh, my alarm! I have to get to work! You run along now, we won't want you... my voice is... I'm losing this. My throat is dry, like that sand. That's been on the screen for about 5 minutes now. I'll make sure these reports are in your tent before this evening. Thanks, Kara, you're one in a million. I imagine the odds are far greater than that, given your new health status. Go! And thanks from all of us. Bye. Oh! After a rather painful journey, for us all, I am very grateful to finally limp into camp. I have just enough time to get myself tidied up for work, and I'm just about to peel off my filthy pyjamas when I hear my catalogue beeping. I have a message, but I can't tell you who it's from. It's not from any of the contacts that Professor Pawpur programmed into it. Are you sure it is wise to trust anyone? Everyone? Anyone? What on earth does that mean? Who is this? I said. There's a lot you don't know. Think carefully about who you confide in. Before I can think of a reply, the messages are gone, and my catalogue has no record of them. Not that there really was much of... I don't have any time to think about this right now. I need to get ready. As soon as I'm presentable, I head over to the lab. I'm 10 minutes late. It doesn't give a good impression on my first morning. Oh, hello. Oh, what was his voice? Ah, Chad! Good to see you. I was beginning to worry. Did you oversleep on your first day? I'm terribly sorry, sir. I think the travelling and all the excitement of yesterday... I take punctuality very seriously. He cuts across my apology. Not to worry, it's perfectly understandable. You'll find I'm quite relaxed about most things. As long as you get the work done, I don't mind what hours you keep. Thank you, sir. Right, I'm going to come in at 2 o'clock tomorrow. So, shall we get started? My goodness, what on earth happened to you? He's looking at the scratches all over my hands. Oh, I fell to try and save myself by grabbing onto a bush. Kate Bush. Not a secret drinker, are you, Chad? I am! Ha 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 ha! Oh no, sir. I'm a bit of a lightweight, to tell you the truth. Well, don't tell him that. Otherwise he'll take advantage. Just teasing! Ha 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 ha! There. We should get those hands sorted out there. They look pretty nasty to me. He goes to the tall metal cabinet in the corner and takes out a bottle and some cotton wool. It's probably whiskey. For today, I'd like you to help with a few tasks he has been drinking. I mean, he can barely talk, for God's sake. Of course, you are primarily here to carry out your job as research assistant. However, try to make the most of your time on the island. Once your work is complete and you've turned into a cat, ignore that. We'll be saying goodbye. This really is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to turn into a cat. So don't waste it in the lab. Naturally, I need your help around here, and I'd also let you to get your hands dirty with some field work. And some litterbox usage. Make sure you spend time exploring the island. It's a beautiful place, and there's a lot to see. Take the time to get to know the cats. A full understanding of their behaviour is crucial to our research. There's plenty to see and do. However, you must be careful not to overwork. Take regular rest and relaxation. We don't want you to burn yourself out, now do we? I'll try to get the balance right, sir. And please shut up. That's the spirit. So, there you are. He's done a first-class job on my wounds, and they aren't bothering me nearly as much. I spent the rest of the day with the professor, getting to know how the various pieces of equipment in the lab work, finding out where everything is, and learning some of the basic duties I will be performing routinely. Bye. By the end of the day, I'm exhausted again. I make my way to my tent. Disgusting, dirty tent. Oh, here we go. I'm about to flop down on my bed when I see a package poking out from underneath it. It's the report. Oh, it's the reports that Kibbles promises to deliver. The cats were right. The previous person barely made a start on producing an anecdote. Oh no, an antidote. I'm gutted and worried. What if I can't do any better? Will I just turn into a cat? I decide that's not an option and resolve to get going on my own research into it tomorrow. My instincts tell me that the cats will be a good starting point. I have a feeling they will know a lot more than they're prepared to tell me. I need to gain their trust and see if I can't get them to open up a bit. I'm sure I'll make progress, I guess. Tonight, I'm not fit for anything. I can barely even write in my journal before I fall asleep. And I died. Oh my god, it's still going on. Should I jump straight into lab research, or maybe it would be wise to start investigating a way to help these cats and find a cure for myself? Perhaps a good starting point would be to get to know the cats a little better on a one-to-one basis. Ah, cat dating. There it is. Achievement unlocked. New job. Better have a quick token look at this, but I don't want to finish the video now. My voice is going. Let's try a little bit of romance then. think it'd be good to see how this all works. Which cat should I date? I think the Irish lad. I don't really want to date Barbara Cartland. Oh, I don't want to take the cat back to my place. Cara, wake up! Me? Her? Mummy? Is that you? Oh, I've already embarrassed myself hideously in front of the green-haired Irish lad. Shh! Quiet, Cara! Come with me. I'm not even going to try an Irish accent, as I mentioned earlier. I have something to show you, but you have to be quiet. McMurphy? Yes, it's me. But it's the middle of the night. Ah, Cara, you're not scared, are you? Why would I be scared? Creeping around in a forest in the middle of the night. Don't worry, Cara, I'll be there to protect you. McMurphy, you know very well that there's a force field around the island, stopping anything from the outside getting in. It makes this a pretty safe place. Indeed, so the things you have to worry about are the things that are already here. He leers at me with a mock snarl. Seriously, Murph, if you're the worst threat here, then this is the safest place on Earth. So come on, Cara, what are you waiting for? Ooh, we're having a date in some hideous part of the forest. I follow the scraggy cat. Oh god, apparently my taste is scraggy cats. The ground is wet and muddy, and I lose my footing a couple of times, but McMurphy is too determined to notice. Suddenly, he stops dead in his tracks. Here we are! Where is here, McMurphy? He ignores my question and starts digging into some mud and leaves on the ground. Oh, he's having a poo. Almost got it. Could use a hand, Cara, if you don't mind. Get these leaves out of the way. That's it. Here we are. Okay. We keep digging until there's a fairly deep hole in the ground. My arms and nightclothes are covered in muds and leaves. I'm getting very dirty in this game. And McMurphy looks like a bog monster in the darkness. Ta-da! What? Can't you see it, Cara? My poo! Oh, I always forget how useless human eyes are in the dark. Just reach into the hole and take out whatever you find. I reluctantly reach into the burrow and feel something hard and cold against my hand. It's a dildo. I wrap my fingers around it and pull it out. I know the shape, but my eyes can hardly process it. Definitely a dildo. It's a bottle? Very definitely a dildo. That's right, Cara. It's my secret stash. No one knows about it, not a soul. But I thought I'd share it with you. Thought we could have a kind of welcome to the island party for two. Oh, good. Actually, I'm getting on board with McMurphy. Secret stash? Is this booze? McMurphy lets out a wild laugh. Ha 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 ha! He said, channeling Professor Pawpur. That is it, Cara. You drink alcohol, but you're a cat. That cannot be good for your body. Ah, it's not good for anybody's, but it does work wonders for the soul, to be sure. To be sure, to be sure, to be sure. Well, I suppose you're right there, McMurphy. Right, let's get drunk, and bang. I guess one little nip couldn't hurt. That's the spirit, quite literally, ha ha, etc. Try in vain to get some of the mud off of me before giving up and sitting down against a tree as sudden McMurphy curls up in my lap. Ah. It takes a while to uncork the bottle. McMurphy keeps telling me to smash it open and that the shards of glass will only add to the flavour. McMurphy's a weirdo. Oh! I pour a little out for McMurphy into a leaf. And self-consciously I swig from the bottle, feeling a touch uncivilised. Leaf? Ew, McMurphy, what in heaven's name is that? Ah, no, don't you worry about that, Cara. It's not about the taste, it's about the company. I hardly think I'm the type of person you'll usually hang around with. Well, I usually hang around with cats, and they're not exactly what you'd call my type. I respond by widening my eyes as I take another swig from the bottle. Somehow, it tastes less terrible the second time round. I find humans much more interesting. They usually have a lot to say, present company accepted. And also their penises aren't spirals. McMurphy winks at me with his huge green eyes, and I blush, trying desperately not to show how boring I feel compared to him. Don't take it harsh, I'm only joking, Cara. McMurphy, I've been meaning to ask you something for a while now. Anything, Cara? Ask away. I'd love for us to get to know each other better. This Cara thing, you know my name is... The rest of my sentence is drowned out by McMurphy's howls of laughter. Ah! You make me laugh, Cara. You really... Yeah, really do. Apparently that's Irish. I know exactly what your name is, Chad. Cara is just like a pet name, you know? Cara means friendly, buddy, amigo. It's something my mammy used to call people, and I guess it just stuck. It's one of the few things I remember about her, actually. That and a beautiful smile. Ugh. Hey, flash me your what? Oh, your pearly whites. I smile at McMurphy awkwardly. He bursts into fits of laughter again. He's seen the spinach. Ah, that's a lovely smell, to be sure, to be sure, to be sure, to be sure. But you need to grow into it yet. Huh? Could I have a top-up over here? Is that McMurphy on the left looking boozy? I assume so. I don't know if I feel comfortable giving you more alcohol, McMurphy. I think you've had more than enough. In fact, I didn't even want to give... Why am I playing a game where they're drinking and not me? Damn it. I want you not to waste them all on booze, and why not? Whatever. Let's just get pissed. I believe in a true... What? Alright. Would you care to expand on that, and perhaps pour the drinks as you do? The true democratic principle that none... Are we going to see Dick here, or what? Shall have power over the people, cats, whatever. How inspirational, I'll toast to that. Alright, McMurphy, but on your head be it, for with the ejection of authority comes the responsibility for bearing the consequences of your actions. I pour more of the suspect liquor into McMurphy's soggy leaf. That is definitely a euphemism. That. I don't know how things work in cat protocol, but in human terms, you are very mature. No, wait, very grown up. Adult? Oh, fiddlesticks. You're over a certain age, and as such can take responsibility for your own choices. I like it! Spoken like a true libertine. Well, I won't go that far. But I can shake my tail when I feel the vibe. Dirty. I can't believe I've just said that. This stuff is stronger than it looks. My proposal... I'm getting second-hand fumes here. I feel disproportionately pleased that Murph has played me a compliment. So just... Oh. Say, Kara, you ever been in love? McMurphy, that second leaf has gone straight to your head. The cat smiles slyly. I'm going to take that as a yes. Are you still with them? Well, I was never technically with them to begin with. Ouch, but it's definitely their loss. Oh, I don't think so, McMurphy. We never actually met. Ah! You're not saying you're one of those, internet stalker types, are ye? Them catfish that Kibbles tells tales of. No, McMurphy, gosh! It was Bowie, okay? I was in love with David Bowie. You know? McMurphy frowns and shakes his furry head. I'm not surprised. I mean, cats don't know about David Bowie. See these eyes so green, I can stare for 1,000 years, you know? Ah, that's a charming song, but I'm afraid I've no idea what's going on anymore. You and me both, love. Oh, come on, McMurphy. Everyone knows who David Bowie is. Red hair, lots of makeup, one blue eye, one brown eye. Well, I did know one sweet soul with a blue eye and a brown eye, but I can assure you they won't be caught dead in makeup. McMurphy snorts. Well, what about you, McMurphy? Who was the love of your life? Don't have one, Cara. Never have. Never will. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a free agent. I'm a big old gasbag. I'm a big old yeti out in the mountains, all hairy and smelly and alone. For some reason, I find that very hard to believe, Mr. Hick McMurphy. Fine, you're alright. A lovesick fool. I've had my heart broken more than once, Cara, and each time hurt more than the last, I tell ya. The thing is tough, Cara. I can't remember a thing about any of them. Any of what? I don't know. Hick, what we were talking about. David Bowie? Ah, that's right. So tell me how the two of you met. McMurphy, I think I'm drunk. Hick, what the hell have you been drinking? Ah, leave me alone. I haven't touched a drop. I think I'm going to vom. Oh, I thought I was going to show it then. I wake up in the forest with a half-empty bottle in my hand, and McMurphy is nowhere to be seen. How the hell did I get here? I can't remember a thing. I look at my catalogue. Whoa, is that really the time? Crikey, I need to get to work. I've got such a hangover right now. And so on. Apparently I've researched 1.4% antidote. Alright, well we'll stop here. And we can see the way that's going. It's quite, obviously, a substantial visual novel. And dating simulator. So yes, we will stop before I just die of voice. But yeah, it's out now. Purrfect Date. All very interesting. And that. Anyway, let's get back to building stuff slowly in space, shall we? Do subscribe to be notified when new stuff goes live. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.